Hi guys, sorry I'm late. Because you guys know that I'm blind. Just give me 1 second. There we go. Hi Stella. It would help if I was a little bit more prepared, but you guys know me. Since when am I ever prepared? Okay. Please don't mind if I vape, guys. I normally don't during my lives, but hey Ty. I know I usually start at 8, but it was just such a beautiful day today. I had a long day at work and it just feels so good to get out for a little bit. As most of you know, I was recovering from COVID. So part of the reason why I wasn't able to come on last week. And it was nice. It was just such a nice day to just do a little something for myself. So instead of postponing it, I just, you know, the time, instead of 8 o'clock, I set it for 9:30. Thank you, Ty. I missed you too. I missed you guys. I missed you guys very, very much. Hi, Daddy. My dad's here, guys. Okay. All right. Perfect. Oh, man. It's so hot outside, guys. Drink your water. Please drink your water. Please drink your water. I have never loved water any more than I do now. I drink it every day. I cut out what coffee, I cut out soda, I cut out a lot of things. So, hey, Gil. Yeah, guys, it was thankfully the COVID wasn't really too severe. It wasn't, to where I would have to have gone to the hospital, thank God. Um, just a few complications, but getting through it. I think the worst part of it was having to quarantine for my son. That was the worst part of it. But I'm here, I'm alive, I'm good, so we gonna get this going. All right. So I'm going to be, guys, I'm going to be working on some more content. I'm going to be working on new videos, and it's going to be different layouts. It's going to be something different for 2022. I mean, we're already halfway in the year, but we're going to just do things a little bit differently. But I definitely wanted to get back into making content again, making just more educational videos, of course, and possibly doing videos. A lot of you have seen my video interview with the narcissist. That was one of the videos that it did take me a while to make, but it did get a lot of feedback, a lot of retention. So I am going to start making videos like that too, just to kind of give people the gist, because sometimes you can explain things to people, but I think if you kind of show them, like if you put a mirror to their face and you show them that this is the experience, this is what you're going through. And I'm not saying that people don't get it. People are not smart enough to understand, but I've noticed that a lot of people have commented a lot on that particular type of video, in expressing, of course, triggers, which I always give trigger warnings if I'm doing certain videos, but in understanding, standing on the outside, looking in at, at another situation and realizing their own situations. So I will be getting into doing videos like that as well. Amanda will be helping me with that. So she may be playing certain roles, or certain things. I mean, you guys know me. I don't have many friends, guys. I really don't. Amanda's been my one and only main. Like she's my BFF. So, you know, we do videos. It's going to be a lot with her, but I really want to start doing more content, getting more content out there, and really, really, you know, spreading that awareness, picking this up, and keeping it going. So I definitely want to. Hi, Millie. How are you, sweetheart? Hi, Butch. I missed you too. I missed you too. I missed talking to you guys. And I'm sorry, guys, if I didn't have anything planned as far as group chats or one-on-ones for June. I wanted to take this month just to kind of, rejuvenate, take a breather, and get back to myself, especially since, what had happened. And of course, with June, my son is, his last day of school is coming up. So, I just kind of wanted to put just a little more focus on certain things that are going on at home in my own life. But July, we will be picking back up with the Zoom group chats and, of course, the one-on-ones. I will send you guys the calendar for July once it's been set up. And, anyone who's new to the channel, anyone who's passing through, or happens to see this on the stream, you are more than welcome to email me if you're interested in having a one-on-one or joining our group chats, narcsurvival101 at gmail.com. You can reach me anytime. I know that, there are a lot of different people going through a lot of different situations. And, interestingly enough, this past Tuesday, right? I did the live. I did a live on TikTok on Tuesday. And, we talked about a lot of different things. And that's primarily what I want to focus on in doing this content. I want to focus more on what a lot of people have been asking me during the course of having the content up. And of course, what they asked me during the live sessions. So, I really want to get down to the nitty gritty of things and really help people understand, whatever questions they may have, whatever, clarity they need, whatever closure they're aiming to get from a situation. I definitely I want to help them with it. Thank you, Ty. Yeah, I know it has. It's and Fridays are, it's for you guys. And I felt really bad. I really, really felt bad. But I even if I tried to sneak in a live, it wasn't going to happen. Amanda was not letting that happen. She wanted to make sure that I was in full recovery before anything. And I follow the rules. I do what I do. So I am back. I am feeling better, much, much better. And thankfully, like I said, it didn't get worse. It wasn't anything worse. And we're ready to do this. And so yeah, Ty, I noticed that you did mention, and that's something I also wanted to talk about. Ty did mention that he is getting, whether it be from the narcissistic person that was in his life, or just it could be flying monkeys, it could be anybody. He's been getting random calls from random people, random messages from random numbers. And thank you, Stella. Thank you, sweetheart. And it's not uncommon if you have been with a narcissistic individual, with a narcissist. It's not uncommon for these types of things to happen. I understand the reason why. For example, Ty, I understand the reason why you can't change your number. You explained to me why, and it's a very valid reason. A lot of people can't change their phone numbers because you have children, or because you have your number is connected to your business, work purposes, things to that effect. And it's completely understandable. And of course, with that same breath, it's completely in this case, normal for things like this to happen, because you will get the narcissistic people, if they don't get what they want out of situations, if they don't get what they want out of you, the outcome they're looking for, generally what they will do is they'll try to make your life miserable. They'll try to make your life miserable. They'll try to make your life a living hell. And it's interesting because I just put up a video recently on TikTok. I think I'm going to redo that one too. I think I'm going to redo that one and go a little more into it. But I just put up a video on TikTok recently, the smear campaign. And I gave an example with regards to a narcissist running a smear campaign. Um, but what I mentioned in there was that I found that mostly extroverted narcissists run smear campaigns as opposed to introverted narcissists. And the introverted ones, the inverted ones, the vulnerable ones, they're all one and the same. Those are usually the ones who actually would more than likely withdraw from everything and everyone because they're kind of, I guess, licking their wounds. But the extroverted ones, the the overt ones, the ones that are grandiose and very entitled and very very it's all about me, everything is it's my way or the highway type of people. I mean, well, they all are, but they're more out there with it. Those are probably, and I'm not saying that the introverted ones aren't capable of doing these things, but those are probably more than likely the ones that would actually, run smear campaigns, give your number to random people, to call you, to harass you, possibly threaten you, and just do all types of unnecessary things just to make you miserable, to make your life miserable, as if what you went through wasn't miserable enough. Of course, when they're done with you when they say they're done with you, so it's not uncommon for them to try to maintain contact with you. It's not uncommon for them to try to get you to to react, to jump out of character, and even go for their jugular. They look for some form of a response so they can then respond to your response. Millie, what I don't get is if they do all this BS to you, why they start looking for you and get pissed when you change with them. Well, a narcissist, first of all, we have to understand with narcissistic people, they're entitled to have whomever, whatever, whenever they want. Okay. They're entitled to have, all of the great things in life. And at the end of the day, with you, they never looked at you as a person. They didn't look at you as an individual, as a person with feelings, as a person with, with a soul. They looked at you as personal property. Okay. When a narcissistic individual, a narcissist, is in a relationship with someone and they've managed to conform that person, which is, AKA the trauma bond, when they've managed to, put the trauma bond in place, what they're generally doing is they're generally form fitting you. So they're form fitting you for their own personal needs. If or whenever they decide they want to go out there and play around, they want to go out there and, do what it is that they do, you are not to go anywhere. You are to stay put. You're to stay put where they left you. So if they discarded you and, or the other way around, if you discarded them, what they will generally do is they'll go out there, they'll sow their wild oats, they'll do whatever it is that they want to do, and then they'll come back with the intention of trying to convince you that, they didn't mean the things that they did, they didn't mean to say the things they said, and it's pretty much, look, let's put the past behind us, let's let bygones be bygones, and let's just forget about that. Let's just start anew and move on, without really addressing the problems, without really addressing and taking accountability. You will not find a narcissistic person taking accountability for their actions. Okay. They will not take accountability for any of their actions. They're always going to have a reason for why they did what they did. But if they come back and they try to, after doing all of what they do, they come back, it's simply because it could be a number of reasons, actually. One, the new supply that they have, or whomever it is that was feeding their ego, it can no longer do it for them. They're bored with them, or that person, those people discarded them, right? It could be because they see that you're moving on with your life and they have no intention on you moving on with your life. These people can be with someone else. They can be in a relationship with someone else. They can be in a relationship. a dynamic with someone else. They can be, out there doing, I mean, listen, they could be sleeping with everybody on the block, everyone in town. But the minute you get up and decide you're going to move on with your life, it's narcissistic injury for them. And it sounds so freaking crazy and so damn selfish, because it's like, wait a minute, you're out here doing all of what you wanted to do. You're out there being a player. You're out there, messing around, taking your entitled ass up and down the blocks, all over the place, doing all kinds of stuff with other people. I decide I want to get up and move on with my life because I don't want to deal with your nonsense. And you're pissed off at me. It sounds ridiculous because it is. It's ridiculous. And the reason they think they can, and this is why I tell people, do not take them back. Do not go back to that. The minute they got to slide, they got to slip with one thing over you. When they gotten over, they got over on you on that tiniest little thing. That was when they knew they can do whatever they want. It starts off small, then it goes from small to medium to large. Okay? That's how it goes. That's how it goes. And each and every time after a discard, whether it be you discarding them or them discarding you, if or when they decide to come back and they want to restart something with you, they want to, they want to have a new beginning with you, they want to do all this stuff with you. It's like, okay, if you let's say you give the benefit of the doubt. Okay, we're going to bring the elephant in the room for a second. You bring the elephant in the room, they're going to shoot it down. They're going to shoot it down. Why do you have to bring up old stuff? Okay, listen, let's just forget about it. But you will never get accountability. You will get things like, I'm sorry things happened the way they did. And that's even if you get an apology. Or, you know what, it's pretty messed up that things happened the way they did. I wish they didn't happen the way they did. It's or if they come to you and they say to kind of imply that they were unaware that they were hurting you. And how do they do that? I'm sorry if you feel, or I'm sorry if you felt that I hurt you, or I'm sorry if you think I hurt you on purpose, or they'll pretty much kind of negate the actuality of the situation. They won't say to you, clear as day, I apologize for my behaviors. I apologize for my actions towards you. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Jennifer. They won't tell you the things like, the things that really matter, the things that really, hi, Kara. They won't tell you these things. They won't tell you in the manner. This is why I say, guys, you have to be very careful and you have to pay attention to how people speak. Pay attention to how they speak. Pay attention to the words that they say and pay attention to the order they put these words in. You have to be very, very, you have to be very precise in listening, okay? Listening to what they have to say. Sometimes a narcissist can come back in and say, I'm sorry that it happened the way it did. Listen, you've done some things, I've done some things, you said some things, I said some things. Why don't we just forgive and forget and move on? Where in there is there accountability, full accountability for any of their actions? Where in there? And when they gaslight you, right? Because narcissists have this thing. They cherry pick certain things to throw into a situation, to throw into a conversation where you're getting partial truths, but the majority of what they're telling you are lies. It's kind of like if you saw certain things going on around the time that, of your discard or even in your relationship, right? You saw things going on and you're questioning them, you're confronting them, and you're saying, listen, we need to talk about this because this doesn't look right, and I want to make sure that this is not the case. Automatically, they're going to gaslight you because they know that what you're telling them is the truth. They know that what you're telling them is actually what is happening, but instead of telling you up front, and saying what it is, what they're going to do is they're going to, obviously make you feel as if you're going crazy. You don't really, you don't know what you're talking about. They throw in your insecurities. They'll even throw in things that you've confided with them. They'll throw in things that you've confided. If you've ever sat there and have actually had a conversation with them and have actually shared with them things that have happened in your life, in your past, maybe past relationships, you felt like you can trust them, you can sit there and you can talk to them about things. And if you see a situation going on in your relationship with them and you are just trying to gain clarity on that situation, and you're not trying to argue, you're not trying to fight, you're not trying to do any of those things, but you're trying to gain some clarity, they will pretty much resort to going back into what it is that you told them. Oh, I can understand, like, it, again, these are examples. I can understand why your ex did what they did, or, said what they said, because you're just so completely insecure. First of all, if your gut is telling you something, because they will throw your insecurities in your face. Oh, will they ever throw them in your face? But if your gut is telling you something, you see something going on and you just want clarity, they will take what you have confided in them with. They will take, the notion of you are being extremely insecure. Mind you guys, you doing all of this, you feeling some kind of way, you getting jealous, you getting upset, you feeling hurt, that's fueling them. That's feeding their ego, okay? That is feeding their ego. So not only are you feeding their ego, but now they have reason to argue with you, because since they're gaslighting you, they can pretty much tell you whatever it is they want to tell you. So they may throw something in the mix and, try to blame it on your insecurities, or blame it on your past. Blame it on people who have absolutely nothing to do with them or the situation that's going on between the two of you. And if you notice, once everything's said and done, and you're trying to gain that clarity, you're trying to gain an understanding of the situation, because you're not trying to fight, you're not trying to be confrontational, you're not trying to be any of those things. You're just simply trying to gain, get answers from a situation. That conversation, once everything is said and done, will end up with you apologizing to them for bringing up something that is stupid, that is inane, irrelevant, that is preposterous. It's just ridiculous. But the reality of it is that you saw something, your gut was telling you something, you started asking questions, you wanted to gain some clarity, you wanted answers, and because all of this is coming to you in the form of logic, because you're trying to understand, and they're trying to keep you at bay from seeing what it is they're actually doing, what it is they're actually, what it is they're actually portraying themselves to be for other people or what have you. They pretty much have to get they may get volatile, they may get very defensive, they may become insulting, they may, get really rude and nasty. And because you try to avoid any forms of confrontation or any problems, what generally happens, you end up apologizing by the end of that conversation. I'm sorry, I was overreacting. I shouldn't have questioned you. I shouldn't have thought these things, because of course they're putting in your head, what the hell are you thinking? Why would you think something like that? And the reality of it is, if you know, guys, if you dealt with someone who, and maybe it wasn't a narcissist, maybe it was simply someone who's manipulative in their ways, because anybody can be manipulative. Doesn't just have to be a narcissist. Anyone can be manipulative. A codependent person can be manipulative. They can be manipulative if they are in fear. Codependents and narcissists live in survival mode. They live in survival mode. And there are chances that they can both be manipulative in their actions in order to protect themselves. Okay? Is it right? No, there is no justifying any of that. But it does happen. It's a coping mechanism that they have. At the end of the day, number one, first time should be the last time. Although there are people who have gone back to Hoovers, who have fallen for it, who have, just said, okay, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'll give you another chance. They've fallen for it. And what happens? It just ends up getting worse. Listen, once twice, that's it. At most twice. Twice. Okay? And it's they show you their true colors, they show you who they truly are. You have to believe them the first time. You have to believe people the first time. People get so caught up after a discard, they get so caught up with rationalizing. They rationalize. But how could this be? How could this person be this way? This person was never like this. How could they be like this now? How could this be like this now? And in their minds, because they're stuck on confusion, they're pretty much trying to rationalize the behaviors of the person who pretended to be something that they're not. Andrea, I accidentally ran into my ex-narc. He's standing there looking, waiting for me to see him. I make a U-turn. Then the anonymous calls come in. 3 years, no contact. They expect you to come crawling back to them. Mind you, they're the ones who did all of the screwed up shit they did. That's the audacity. That is the audacity. You had the audacity to sit there and treat me the way you did, talk to me the way you did, and act like a damn fool, because that's pretty much what it was. Act like a damn fool. If you see me in public, you're expecting me to approach you. You're expecting me to notice you. You're expecting me to do all of these things. That lets me know that, number one, they have not changed. Number two, there is no healing going on there, because at the end of the day, let me tell you something, guys. And I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone says. You can go 3, 4, 5 years, no contact. You could be no contact with the person. You want to know if they've changed? You want to know if anything about them has simply changed? Let me ask you this. Did you get your apology yet? Did you get a sincere and genuine apology with no expectations attached to it? Did you get that yet? If you had not gotten it yet, if you had not gotten some form of closure, some form of clarity, even though it's 5, 10, 15 years from that point, and no, maybe you're not sitting at home waiting for it to happen. But did you get any of that with no expectations attached to it? If you never got that, trust and believe they have not changed. Not one bit. Not one bit. No apology, no attempts to try to amend things in a way where it's, listen, I fucked up. I'm a messed up individual. I have a messed up way of thinking. I screwed up. I screwed up. I messed up on a really good person. I messed up on someone who was trying to do nothing but give me the world, give me the best within this world. And I had nothing to show for it. And because of that, all I did was, because I got so enamored and so caught up with the benefits of your supply, your contributions, your ego stroking, your validation, your love. No, they won't do it. They won't do it because of the fear of rejection. First of all, if you have no expectations, you should not be fearing rejection. Shall I say it again? If you have no expectations, you don't need to fear rejection. Because at the end of the day, if you're confidently and sincerely going to someone to apologize for wrongdoings that you have done to them, and they tell you, go fuck yourself, hey, I did my part. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I did my part. I apologize. I let this person know I'm sincerely sorry for what I did, not how the way things ended. I'm sorry for how the way things ended. That is not accountability. That is not accountability. There is nothing in there indicating that that person is taking accountability for doing the things they have done. No. Absolutely, Ty. The only thing that changes with them are their supply chains and life circumstances. Often people also ask, why do they come back? Just why in general do they come back? Why? And I think this kind of correlates, it intertwines. Yeah, Andrea. Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, they will do their best to try to get you to notice them, so you would be the one to make the first move. But honey, you what they don't understand is you're the one who screwed up. You're the one who effed up. You're the one who messed up, not me. I didn't do anything to sabotage this relationship. I didn't go and say, I don't want to be with you anymore because I want to be out there puteando in the streets. I didn't say any of that. I didn't say I don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore because, I want to be out there and get all the supply and attention from other people because I'm done living on the pedestal you built for me. You bore me. It's over. I'm moving on. I'm not the one who did those things. I'm not the one who cheated. I'm not the one who, smeared. I'm not the one who did any of these things. So why should I be the one who has to sit there and approach someone who did do these things? Why should I be the one to do that? No. Let him stand there. Let him stand there in the corner holding himself. Don't really know. You know what I'm saying? You got to be like, I don't know what to tell you. I am not approaching you. And guys, it has nothing to do with pride. It has nothing to do with ego. I don't have, I walk around feeling proud of myself for what I've accomplished, but it has nothing to do with having ego and being prideful. It has to do with, no, motherfucker, I'm not wrong. You are. And because you're wrong, it's only right that you be the one to apologize. It's only right that you be the one to try and at least have a little bit of dignity. A little bit of dignity. Do not, and I hope to God that none of you, if you ever run across your narcissistic ex, if you ever come across anyone who has treated you wrong, who has treated you with no respect, who treated you like an option, who treated you like you weren't valuable, that you weren't worth anything, do not approach these people. Do not approach them. Because if you do, then they're just going to look at it as, yeah, I can still affect you. I can still, listen, I walked past my ex, but how many times already? And at the end of the day, I am not saying 2 fucking words to him. I'm not. And it has nothing to do with pride. It has absolutely nothing to do with pride. It has more to do with, I do not owe you anything. Because I don't. I don't owe him anything. I gave him plenty when I was in that relationship with him. Why the hell do I have to sit there and be like, maybe I should know. Maybe I should take my ass home and relax in my apartment, in my domain, and my peace. I don't owe anybody anything. The only one I owe is God. So why should I have to notice this person? Why should I have to approach this person and say, am I going to get my apology? I mean, what the hell? I'm not sitting here growing gray hairs waiting for an apology because you know something, it may never happen. And if that's the case, I can say, hold on, so be it. It is what it is. But do not approach these people. Do not sit there and try to get an apology out of them, get some form of clarity out of them. You approach them, you break in no contact. You break no contact, I guarantee you they're going to play the same shit they were playing before. Because if they had changed, what did I just say? If they had changed, they would have already sincerely and genuinely apologized to you without expectations. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Andrea, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. And you did the right thing. Walking away from him, you did the right thing. You don't owe him anything. None of you owe them anything. You have given them enough. You gave them enough. You gave them your time. You gave them your efforts. You gave them your love unconditionally. Okay. You sat there with them through whatever it was that, and even if they mirrored certain things to you, I want you to understand something. Okay. A lot of these people, they do things for their partners for the simple fact that, 1, they don't want to be judged. 2, they want something, or they know they're going to want something in return at some point. Okay? 3, listen, if you're feeding my ego, yeah, I got to do something because at the end of the day, your supply is giving it to me. I'm not going to sit here, and I made this clear before, guys, and I'm going to make this abundantly clear again because I don't need anyone coming to me talking about, you're smearing and you're doing this. I'm not doing shit because this person that I dealt with has not gotten diagnosed. He has not gotten diagnosed. He has not gotten diagnosed for NPD. He hasn't gotten diagnosed for BPD. I don't know if he's gotten diagnosed for bipolar disorder, but he has not been diagnosed. And I always refer to him as being narcissistic because exactly the things that he had been doing were extremely narcissistic. Now, whether or not he has NPD does not matter to me because of the simple fact that the bullshit he pulled on me and the things and the outcome of everything, how it came out, very extremely narcissistic behavior. Extremely. So, for all I know, he can have BPD, he can have bipolar disorder, he can have ASPD. I don't know. But I do know that I suffered PTSD. I know that much for a fact. I know I suffered PTSD. I know I had gone through the traumatic experience. And at the end of the day, one of the things that I've noticed, because I've gone through the whole experience, just like you guys, I have gone through the withdrawals. I have gone through the rumination. I have gone through the mental torture. I went through all of it. All of it. And in the end, this person tossed me in the trash like I was nothing. This person tossed me in the trash like I was nothing. What the fuck do I owe him? What do I owe him? Pardon the language. If you're new to the channel, if you don't know, if you catch it on the stream, this is my mouth. I have no filter. I have absolutely no filter. I do not sugarcoat anything. I do not sit here and say kumbaya and all that stuff. No, I don't do that. I don't. I give it to you straight, 110%. That's it. Yes, ML, everything is transaction with them. It's transaction. You do for me, I'm going to do for you. You prove it to me, then I'll show you a little something. But you know something, you'll always end up giving them way more. You'll always end up giving them way more than what they give you. You'll always end up doing that. And instead of just, and the crazy part is that so much time could have been saved if they would have just been like, listen, I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm not capable of being in a relationship. I'm just simply looking for the benefits, and that's it. You want a friends with benefits? Go find you somebody who's willing to do it for you. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to tell you straight up. They're not going to sit there and tell you, I want a friends with benefits, or I don't want to, I don't want to be responsible for this kind of relationship. I just want the perks of it. Sorry, what do you think? That you're going to get frequent flyer miles with me? It doesn't work that way. When you get into a relationship with someone, it's with the intention of becoming something more serious and possibly going into marriage, okay? That's what it is. That's what it is. When you get into a relationship with someone, you're getting into a commitment, which means that within that commitment, you are going to have certain responsibilities to uphold that commitment. So if a narcissistic person, a narcissist, gets into a relationship with someone, yet they are not equipped to sustain that relationship, they're not equipped to hold that relationship together. However, they are giving the impression that they are ready for the relationship, that they want to settle down, they want to commit. There's false advertising here. There's false advertising in there. And I really truthfully think, I really, something, wish that people can sue people for shit like this. Like, I will sue you for wasting 10 years of my time. I'll sue you. I'm going to take you to civil court and sue you for damages, for pain and suffering. If only. If only. After I left, he asked for a friends with benefits situation. Like, yep. They don't know how to be. No, they don't. They don't know how to be in a relationship. They don't know how to be in relationships. I already heard the whole let's be friends bid. And I'm like, and the way they do it is they try to make it seem like they're doing you a favor. Like, I'm doing you the favor, because they already know that they broke you. They know that they broke you. They know that they've hurt you. They know that they put you in a position where you are just so distorted. Your mind is so distorted. And it's like, you are trying to figure things out. You're trying to, grasp reality. You're trying to grasp reality. And then the audacity to be like, well, listen, I'm going to treat you like shit. I'm going to talk down to you. I'm going to stonewall you. I'm going to gaslight you. I'm going to curse you out. I'm going to yell at you. I'm going to make you feel this fucking small. I'm going to make you feel this small. And then on top of it, I'm going to say, can we at least be friends? Seriously? Can we at least be friends? Can we be friends? Can we be friends, Amanda?
No.
Can we be friends? You given how many years to this person? And after everything, what did she say? What did you tell me that she told you?
She said, can we be friends?
She said, can we be friends? After you gave her how many years of marriage?
6 years.
And how many years with a relationship?
10.
10 years in a relationship, 6 years marriage. And after you found out that she was cheating on you, you found out that she was being infidelitous. And no, you know something? This bears talking about. This bears talking about. Ladies, especially if ladies, listen, if you're in same-sex relationships, men, women, what have you, 10 years in a relationship, 6 years married, right? And all the bullshit that you went through, that you explained to me, everything that you guys have gone through in your relationship. And I'm telling you, I'm still kind of pissed off. I was getting mad when we were walking and you were telling me stuff. So now I gotta do a freaking revisement in the book. All of this, you catered to her, you showed her you loved her, you would have given her anything. You gave her the world on a silver platter. You would have done anything for her. Okay. And after she cheated on you, she lied to you, she did all of these things. Then she's sitting there asking you, can you do me a favor? Like when you kept telling me, she was like, can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? I wanted to, oh my God, I swear, I wanted so much. Can you do me a favor? I just found out that you freaking sleeping with somebody else, or you dealing with other people. You're going on dates, and you want me to do you a favor? And I'm like, can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? I wanted to rip my eyelashes out when we were sitting here talking about it. Okay, all of that, and then what happens? Well, can we still be friends? And that was the same bullshit she pulled on you years ago when I mentioned it to you, that she said, you know something, you're controlling, you're this, you're that, and blah, blah, blah. Can we just, we should just be friends. And you found out that she was dealing with a coworker days later. She was dealing with another coworker. Okay. And she said that you were suffocating her. Then you're suffocating me, motherfucker. You're lucky I didn't suffocate you. Okay. Now this was all going on in her relationship. Okay. Telling you, let's be friends. We can be. That's why let's go on a break. Let's go on a break. Fucking break your skull. That's what I'm about to do. Let's go on a break. Let's be friends, okay? Because it's just too much, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. No, there was a bullshit reason so she can go and mess with her coworker. It was a BS reason so she can go and mess with her coworker. And what happened? Found out, oh shit, coworker, psycho, bitch. Let me run back to Amanda. Why? I thought you were suffocating her. I thought you were stifling her. I thought that you were just being too controlling. No, I just need some space. I need some air. No. You thought the grass was greener on the other side. And because you found out, oh shit, there's scorpions and snakes and all kinds of wild ass shit on the other side of that grass, you decide, and she crept in. She crept back into her life. She crept back into her life, and she was slowly working her way back in. Slowly working her way back in. That's what they do. That's what they do. Mine acted like he was angry that I declined his friend offer. The smear then started. My ex never smeared me. He never smeared me. He never smeared. And the interesting thing about it is, again, introverted and extroverted narcissistic people are completely, the extroverts are the ones who are more than likely to do so. But the introverted ones, they like to do things under the radar. They really like to do things under the radar. They're more the covert types. They're like, something? Because when I refused, I said no. I said no. I refuse. After all of this, you're gaslighting me. You have the audacity to gaslight me to my face. You have the audacity to gaslight me and stonewall me, and then you want to ask me, no, excuse me, con permiso. Oh, no, 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 no. He didn't even ask me if I wanted to be friends. He never, I'm sorry, guys. I was never asked to be friends. I was never asked that. Never asked that. I was told, if you can't accept my friendship, then I don't know what to tell you. And for a split second there, I looked at him like, oh, somebody got some big dick energy today, huh? And that's exactly what it was. When they're getting their ego stroked, when they have intention on locking in new supply, when they have, everybody else on the outskirts, everybody else on the other side stroking their ego. And let me tell you something, I don't give a shit who's watching me. I really don't care. I don't care who's watching me, okay? Because at the end of the day, you come at me stupid, I'm gonna come right back at you, okay? All of this is going on, and then what happens? They treat you like shit. They're talking to you like shit. They're talking to you like you don't matter, like you're being a nuisance. You're being annoying. They're talking to you like, oh, you're just simply another option. Because when people, and it's crazy, when people think that they're on their fly, like, oh, I'm fly, people are giving me attention, people are talking to me. And the crazy part about it is, and fellas, ladies, I'll tell you right now, don't feel bad, because the people who are stroking their egos, the people who are, bouncing on them like they got like they got the magic stick or a golden flower, these are the same people who will run on to the next thing, the next best thing, and end up really shitting on them. The same people who will shit on them. That is primarily the reason why they come back to you. They come back to you. You know something? I realized how much I love you. No, I realized that these people played me, or this shit isn't, what I want, or this is boring for me, or these people can see through my BS. And I realized how much I need supply and how much yours was doing it for me. Hi, official. How it was doing it for me. And I want to try again to get back into your good graces. Everybody's different. I can't tell people what to do, but I will tell you guys this. I'm a one-timer only. You fucking two. You betray my trust one time, I'm done. There is no, oh, can we? I'm sorry. No, none of that. Because at the end of the day, if you knew what you were doing, when you were doing it, you knew all of this time had gone by, no apology, no accountability, nothing, and then you want to come to me. And that's another thing when people ask, well, what about their karma? I don't, do they get their karma? It's the karma thing, because they want to know. They're coming back to you, aren't they? They stood there acting like they were the shit, and they stood there acting like their shit didn't stink, and they stood there treating you like an option, treating you like a piece of trash, and then all of a sudden, they're knocking at your door. They're knocking at your door. They need help, or they need you to. They need help, or oh, did I move it? I'm sorry. It's crooked. I hit the thing on the bottom. I'm sorry. They need help, or they need, their finances aren't doing great, or it's they're going through, narcissistic collapse or what have you. And it's listen, man, their lives are just karma. Their lives are karma. Hi, oh, I'm doing great. Thank you, sweetheart. Yes, Kara. And you know something, they're the ones who walk around. You have a lot of them who walk around, acting as if they love playing the victim. They're the victim of every situation, and they refuse to acknowledge that they are the reason why their life, the majority of the time, their life isn't shit. Your poor choices, the way you do things, you need to change things. You don't change things, it's going to stay the same. Excuse me, it's going to stay the same. And at the end of the day, I refuse to go downhill. I refuse to lose out on life. Oh, Sergio, thank you for that, sweetheart. I refuse to lose out on life simply because you you want to sit there and be a grown person but not act your age. You want to sit there, and I get it. Don't get me wrong, guys. Therapists, psychiatrists, they're gonna sit there and tell you, listen, it's a mental disorder. It's the lack of empathy, the inability to, emotionally connect with people. I get that. But you know something? We are aware of right and wrong. We are aware of the choices that we make. We can sit here and make excuses and say, okay, it's a mental disorder and they have issues and it's a coping mechanism and they're in survival and they're this and they're that. But at the end of the day, listen to me carefully, they need to be held accountable for their actions. They need to be held accountable for their actions. Okay, yeah, you got a mental disorder, no problems, but you're still fucked up. You're still fucked up. You still messed up. You still did wrong. You still messed up because you knew what you were doing. You were conscious, were you not? Were you not? When you get up in the morning and what do? You go into the bathroom, you use the bathroom, you brush your teeth, whatever the case may be. You're conscious of what you're doing. You do it every day, right? You go buy coffee, you go to work, you do what you got to do. You are conscious of what you're doing. Any of your choices, we're all conscious. So anyone who sits there and says, it's a mental disorder. It's a mental, a mental illness, and they need to, because then when people start to make excuses in that aspect, then people start to rationalize. Then people start to sit there and say, okay, well, they're suffering a mental disorder. Listen, someone who has bipolar disorder, okay, has a chemical imbalance in their brain, a chemical imbalance in their brain, okay? And in order to keep that chemical imbalance balanced or make it balanced, there are things they have to do. There's medication they have to take. There are things they have to do. At the end of the day, if you have someone who suffers a mental illness, which is, bipolar disorder, but they out there cheating on their husband or cheating on their wife, are we going to blame that on the mental disorder? Are we going to blame that on the mental? Oh, it was the bipolar. The bipolar made them do it. It made them go out there and sleep with someone else. It made them do that. Okay. And if we want to blame it on that, okay, we could blame it on that. But let me ask you something. If they know they're supposed to be taking their medication because they know that there are things that can happen if they don't, they're still making a conscious choice. They're still making a conscious decision. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. I don't make excuses for people, man. I don't make excuses. If I ain't making excuses for myself and the shit that I've done and anything that I have done to anyone or myself included, then I'm not making excuses for other people. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, you got to understand. You don't have to understand shit. You really don't. You don't have to understand anything. Okay? What you do have to understand is if you decide to go back to the people, or if you decide to interact, or if you decide to break no contact, you are inviting these types of problems into your life, and it's going to disrupt your peace. It's going to disrupt your harmony. It's going to disrupt your life. It's not worth it. It really isn't worth it. And people, and you have a lot of people who, I've had people ask me, well, when when do you heal from it? Because you have people who really are trying hard. They're struggling to heal from the traumatic experience. They're really struggling to, just to get over it. You don't really get over it. You don't get over it. You get through it, but you don't get over it. Okay? You get over the person, yes. On an emotional level, yes. You're no longer involved emotionally, mentally, or in romantically, intimately. You're no longer involved with that person, but you do not get over what you have gone through. You don't. You really don't. You don't ruminate about it. You don't sit there living in it. You don't sit there saying, okay, this is painful, this is hurting me, or being a masochist and you know constantly hurting yourself with it. No, you don't do that. But you don't get over what was done. You don't get over what was said, because, and I think that's one of the reasons why we have a memory. We have a memory to, in a way, to protect us. It's really to protect us. It's to keep us aware and alert, with what to do from that point on. I'm not saying that you have to sit there and, throw yourself back into the situation, but at the end of the day, if you find yourself dealing with other people, if you find yourself being in relationships and you have to use the memory from your past to compare it to the situation that you're dealing with now, sometimes you just have to do it. You have to do it because you have to protect yourself in the process. You can't just jump into anything anymore now.
But at the same time, don't self-sabotage a good relationship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But the problem is, and because victims do this too, and this is why I say be careful, because oftentimes victims who are not healed after dealing with narcissistic abuse, sorry guys, my eyes are like kind of itching. Victims who are not healed after dealing with narcissistic abuse can actually become abusive towards other people. They can, because they're not healed, they're consistently triggered, they're suffering PTSD or CPTSD, and they are not ready to deal with, another situation because they haven't gotten over or gotten through the previous situation. So what they end up doing is they end up self-sabotaging. They end up sabotaging relationships. They end up sabotaging themselves. They can become very self-destructive. Sometimes people, and I think this is where some people get it confused too, because, we've all been there, but some people, I strongly believe that you have people who have experienced narcissistic abuse with previous victims of narcissistic abuse. Believe that or not. Because narcissistic abuse is an action, okay? And what makes narcissistic abuse are the actions of the individual. The actions of the individual. Either way, whether they were raised by a narcissist or they were abused by a narcissist, meaning not even related to them, the actions derive from a narcissist. The abuse itself derives from a narcissist, whether they are in fact a narcissist or they are a victim of a narcissist. And people who suffer narcissistic abuse victim syndrome, okay, because this is a syndrome, they have a lot of behaviors that resemble narcissistic abuse. They have a lot of behaviors that resemble a narcissist. Paranoia, lack of trust, okay, they're not trusting in relationships, they get paranoid. PTSD, they're easily triggered. Narcissists suffer all of these things, okay. Emotionally unavailable, where they think they're ready to be involved, but then they've completely shut down and they become emotionally unavailable, okay. Self-serving, in a sense where they're comparing the person that they're with someone from their past without really analyzing the situation or understanding the situation. So they end up putting their own needs first. They don't want to compromise. Victims of narcissistic abuse who have gone through the motions, if they get involved with other people, especially if they haven't done their healing, they don't compromise with other people. I've compromised too much in the past. I've compromised with this person and that person, and look at where it got me. I'm not doing it tonight. I'm not. Thank you, Sergio. I saw his word and I just correlated it with it. But I saw all of this and I don't trust it. They get paranoid, they can become very abusive towards the person who they're dealing with. So keep it in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. Regardless, regardless of who you dealt with, if they didn't respect you, if they didn't value you, if they were selfish, if they were, emotionally inept, emotionally, immature, if they didn't do right by you, okay, it does not matter what their label is. It does not matter what they're suffering. It does not matter if they have a mental illness or not. It doesn't matter. Okay? Why would you want to be with someone who didn't respect you? They did not respect you. Not only did they not respect you, but they didn't have the decency to apologize to you after not respecting you. These are the same people who just don't respect themselves. They really don't. Yeah, abuse is abuse. It doesn't matter who it's coming from, and it doesn't matter how it's being given. Someone does not respect you, someone who does not, take you into consideration, someone who is just sitting there like, well, I'm the boss. It's my way or the highway. Man, I got my hitchhiker thumb. I'm good. I'm good. There's no way I'm gonna be with someone or be involved with people who feel that, well, either it gets done my way or no way at all. Then I guess it ain't getting done at all. Because I'm not. And being that, pushover, I used to be a big pushover. That was one thing about me. I was a very, very big pushover. I would bend over backwards and just, extend myself to people, really extend myself to people, trying to help, trying to be there. And I think that was one of the biggest problems that I had. It was one of the biggest problems that I had. And part of me, in my previous relationship, I found myself having to prove myself. I found myself having to consistently and constantly prove myself. But then when it came to me, you know, seeking some type of, some type of demonstration, showmanship from that person, when it came to me seeking some kind of reassurance, it was a big problem. It was a problem. You got high expectations. You're expecting too much from me. I don't know what you want me to tell you. And it's like, so I have to soothe your insecurities. I have to validate you. I have to reassure you. I have to do all of these things. But when it came to me, you felt it was not necessary. You felt it was too much to do these things. Compromise was a big problem. Compromise was a big problem. First of all, someone who is emotional, let's get this out of the way. A narcissist is emotionally unavailable. They're emotionally unavailable. They are emotionally detached people. Okay? Emotionally unavailable, emotionally detached. Someone who is emotionally unavailable does not necessarily have to be a narcissist. You have people who are emotionally unavailable for a number of reasons, okay? A number of reasons. But they are non-committal type people, which means that if they are in a relationship, let's say the person is a narcissist and you know for a fact they have narcissistic personality disorder or severe narcissistic traits. You see them in a relationship with somebody, chances are it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing, which is why it gets me sometimes when, explaining that to people, when I try to explain it over and over and over again, that the emotional sustainability is non-existent. It's non-existent. But people constantly say, well, but they look happy in their new relationship and they're doing all of these things for this person. They never did that for me. And, and they're just rallying themselves up. They're like building themselves up to, or should I say, they're hurting themselves even more because they're sitting there ruminating, and they're sitting there watching that person, watching that ex deal with someone else. And no matter how, I'm like, listen, there is no emotional sustainability there. A lot of the time, narcissistic people, they do things for the public because they have something to prove. They do things for social media, for everybody else to see because they have to prove something. That's it. There is no emotion. There is no genuineness. There's no love. There's none of that. There's none of that. These people, come on. If these people are incapable of truly emotionally connecting with their children, incapable of truly being, sincere and involved and genuine with their own children, the people they've given life to, why and it just, and I get it, but at the same time I don't, because it's like these are the kind of people who give birth to their children, who do not connect, who do not sustain an emotional connection with their children, but yet people who have been in romantic relationships with them are sitting there saying to themselves, well, and they're internalizing. Please stop doing that. Anybody who's new to the whole narcissistic discard, who's new to the whole narcissistic relationship, who's new to the idea of things, please do not do that. Do not internalize their behaviors as you being inadequate, as you not being enough, as you not being good enough. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Okay? If these people are incapable of emotionally connecting with their own children, they're incapable of being in a very loving, securely attached relationship with their own children, okay? Do not for a second think that them not emotionally connecting with you, them not, being fully committed to you, them not being fully, involved in your dynamic is your fault. It's not. It really isn't. It's not your fault. They are the way they are because that's just simply who they were created to be. It had absolutely nothing to do with you. And I say this a million times. You are not the first one to go through that. You're not the first one to deal with stuff like this. Okay? I'm pretty sure there were plenty others before you. There were plenty others before you who have gone through the motions of it. If these people make choices, they do the things that they do. How is that your fault? How is that your problem? How is it your problem? Okay. I made this analogy, I believe it was on TikTok, and I said, if your narcissistic ex decided to get into a fancy fast sports car, okay, you guys get into an argument or whatever the case may be, you know what? They decide, all right, you know what? I'm going out with my friends and screw you and blah, 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 whatever. They get into the car. They drive that car 200 miles per hour. Boom, smash into the tree. They made a choice to do that. Is that your fault? Was that your fault? If they chose to do this, was it your fault? Was it your problem? Was it your fault they decided to get into the car? And chances are they decided to do this after they ended up starting an argument with you because they wanted to go out there and do their own damn thing. Was it your fault? They made the choice to get behind the wheel. They made the choice to drive at 200 miles per hour. They clearly made the choice to do all that nonsense and ended up crashing into a tree. God forbid. I ain't wishing no bad on anyone. I'm not wishing death on anyone, but I'm just saying they made a choice to do all of these things. Was that your fault? And if you tell me no, if you're going to tell me no, it wasn't your fault, then how the hell is it them going outside of your relationship, them dealing with other people, them treating you like shit, them putting you down, them making you feel like an option, them making you feel like you're trash? How the hell is that your fault? How is one your fault, but not the other? No. Yeah, well, Ty, you know what? There's always a loophole with them. There's always a loophole. Always going to be a loophole. There's always going to be some type of loophole. They'll blame you for giving them the keys, but yet, you know what? They'll blame you for having the damn car. Well, I tried to stop you from getting the car because I told you no, but you were complaining to me. You don't want me to have nice things. You're just jealous. You're insecure because you think I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do. I'm so over that. I'm so over that nonsense. Guys, if you decide to stay single, hey, stay single. I'm so over the nonsense. Like just the nonsense that comes behind it. I'm over, let me tell you something. I am over being the punching bag to men who have mommy issues and daddy issues. I'm over that. I'm over dealing with men who are unavailable, insecure, don't know how to keep their hands to themselves. I'm over that. I'm over that. I'm over guys who, have trauma bonds with their exes and they don't know how to let that go. I'm over that. I'm over all of it. And I'm just like, I didn't listen. I'm not giving up on love. I'm just taking a break from it. I'm taking a complete break from it. I don't want to deal with anybody. I really don't. Because it's just like, yo, every time I walk outside, there's always someone who's just give me a reason. Just give me a reason. Oh, Ty, of course, Sergio, if it doesn't go their way, they need someone else to blame. Listen, they're always going to need someone to blame. Just like if you don't take them back, or if you just, if you have been the best thing they ever had and you decide, no, I'm not going back to you. I'm not going back with you. I'm not going back to you. I guarantee you they're going to end up taking it out on other people. They're going to blame everybody else. They're going to blame everybody else, probably even their mom. They're going to blame everyone else as to the reason why they can't get you back or you guys are completely done. Because the cycle with narcissistic people is over if you say it's over, but it has to come from you. It can't come from them. It cannot come from them because they will continue to recycle you if they can. They will continue to recycle you if they can. Trust and believe. Trust and believe, guys. Okay? I'll tell you straight up. I know for a fact that, when it boils down to my past relationship, and I've been in, a few relationships, and I have dealt with different types of abusive people. I've dealt with verbal abusers, I've dealt with physical abusers, I've dealt with different types of abusive people. And at the end of the day, the reason I speak adamantly about my most, I can't even say recent because it's like almost 4 years, but I guess that would be considered the last one I was in. The reason I talk adamantly about it is because this was a different type of relationship, and it just completely caught me off guard. Like it really completely caught me off guard. But it wasn't until I had come to full recognition, meaning that I had to take myself away from the situation. I was too heavily involved I was pretty much in my feels. Okay. I was too much in my feels. So because I was too much in my feels, I was too heavily involved. And at some point, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, when everything ended, I was trying to find ways on how to get the person back. This was before I even realized what I was going through. I was trying to find ways to get back with the person because I was like, yo, I think this person's making a really big mistake. And again, I told them I will change to whatever you want me to be. I'll be whatever it is you want me to be. Just please, please, please don't do this. And that little girl inside of me was saying, translating it to, please, please, please don't abandon me. Don't abandon me. Do not be like everybody else and leave me and abandon me. I've come to learn, and this relationship made me realize something. The way this relationship ended, everything, the things that I've learned, I've come to learn that people in my relationships found it easy to blame me because of my codependency issues, my fear of abandonment, my fear of being left, my fear of being rejected. And they take advantage of that. When they see that you have a fear of being left, that you are willing to change everything and anything about yourself so they don't go anywhere. They know that you have fear of it. They know somewhere in there you fear being abandoned. You fear being left. So I can do or say what I want to do and say, and I don't have to, I don't have to prove anything to you. And that's what my relationships taught me. I was dealing with the kind of people who saw that I would be willing to give. And even though they gave me little tiny breadcrumbs, as long as they gave me a little tiny breadcrumb, that was my reassurance. They took advantage of that. They took advantage and they took it for granted. And I realized that in my last relationship, the last one, where I was trying so hard, I tried so hard to please the person. I tried so hard to give the person everything that they wanted just so they wouldn't leave me, just so they wouldn't leave me behind. And this person truly took it up a notch. They took it up a notch. They not only, this person did not only gaslight me, did not only stonewall me, did not only, you know, sit there and left me on red. He left me on red. Okay? Read my shit. And when I would, tell him, when I would say something, if I said something to the effect of something that he did not like, he would call me and he would curse me out. But I'm like, but look at what you're doing. Look at what you're doing online. Look at what you're doing online. Why would you do something like this when you know you're hurting me? Instead of saying, something, I'm going to, which is something that I think logical people would do, I'm going to step away from this so we can both heal, right? We can both heal. No. When I said, look at what you're doing online, why would you do something like this to me, knowing that I'm hurting? You know what I got? Do you know what I got? I got a phone call and I got a good cursing out for about a good 5 minutes on the phone, cursing me out, screaming, cursing me out on the phone. Meantime, that same person who's telling me you're fucking crazy, you are making things up in your head, you're doing all types of things, you're being extra, you're being overly emotional while all this is going on, there are more females coming in, there's his ex coming in, he's doing all kinds of things, knowing that he was hurting me. It did not matter to him because he did not care. Because at that time, again, he's getting his ego stroked. When they're getting their ego stroked and they are the center of attention for other people, or other people are, remember what I told you? People won't feel so invited unless the door is open for them. That's what they do. They open the door for other people to come in. They open the door for other people of the opposite or same sex to come in and make themselves comfortable on their couch. Okay? And they will sit there on that person's couch, take a picture, put it up on social media. You will contact that person and say, why the hell is that person sitting on your couch in your house? Who the hell is that person? And they will gaslight you. What are you talking about? You're making shit up in your head. Why are you even looking through my things? Why are you looking through my social media? Why are you so worried about what it is I'm doing? Why don't you worry about yourself? It's just, they're so cold. They become so cold and so callous. They do not care. I wish there was another way around it, but they do not care. Yeah, Sergio, it is. It is. I mean, in the end, I didn't make assumptions about things. I didn't sit here and assume things. I did not sit here and assume things. I didn't sit there and assume that he was doing things. I never sat there and said, you're screwing someone else, you're sleeping with this person, you're dealing with that person. I never said any of those things. I never accused him. I never even accused him. Not once did I even accuse him of doing anything like that. His actions alone showed me. His actions alone had showed me that he could be, you know what they say, when someone will cut their own nose off to spite their face. He's the type of person that would do that. He will cut off his own nose to spite his face. Okay? to spite his face, just so he does not have to do something that is not his own idea, is not his own doing. Like, he didn't think of it on his own. Narcissists will not do something they didn't think on their own, unless you bring up a suggestion. You bring up a suggestion, and then what happens? You'll say something to them. Hey, let's go here, let's go there, let's do this or let's do that. Yeah. They procrastinate. Yeah, well, we'll do it sometime. We'll do it, or whatever. You never get around to doing it. But then they end up doing it, only they do it with somebody else. Right? I don't know how many of you guys have been through that. I've been there. Okay. I've made suggestions and it was never done. It was never done with me. Okay. I would suggest going to some places. I would suggest doing things. I would suggest a lot of different things. And it would not be, it sometimes, but it would not be done. And then if it was done, what happens? It's done under the pretense of it was their idea. Oh, I just thought of this idea, so I'm going to go and do it. So if you say, let's go, I don't know. If you say, for example, let's go to Coney Island. Let's go to Coney Island. Let's go to Coney Island. Yeah. We'll do it. You never get to go to Coney Island, right? You guys never get to go. But next thing you know, she's going to Coney Island. She's taking her sister, her friends, or whomever. She's taking them to Coney Island. She didn't take you. She went and she took them. It was her idea to do. She took your idea, okay? And if she wasn't the type to go to Coney Island, if they weren't the type to do certain things, they take your ideas and they make them as if they're their own. I'm over it. Guys, I'm over it. I am so over people. I'm over relationships. I'm just so over it. I'm just so focused on me. I prefer to keep it that way because it just does not, it just doesn't pay. It doesn't pay. I'm just taking a break for myself. And if you are the kind of person, if you're ready for a relationship, you're ready to date, if you're ready to do these things, you have my blessings, of course. Just make sure you're ready. Make sure you're really truly ready. And if you're not, and you're just enjoying your singlehood, you're just enjoying being by yourself, hey, it's all good, man. It's all good. There's nothing wrong with it. There really isn't anything wrong with it. After enduring everything I went through, after seeing everything for what it was, and just, you know, I could have listened. I could have taken one or two paths, okay? And I took the high road. I took the high road, okay? And I'm gonna tell you something. And I really, like I said, I don't give a shit who's watching me, because you ain't got no business watching me if you try to come at me with some nonsense. But I saw what he ended the relationship with me for. I saw what he ended it for. I saw it. And in the end, it's like, there is no comparison. There really isn't. There is no comparison. But they like to deal with people who are filled with drama. They like to deal with people who just are toxic, probably just as toxic as their behaviors. And in the end, you just have to take it for what it is. Take it for what it is, and let them find things out the hard way. Let them find things out on their own. Okay? Because it's just, they're just the kind of people that, this is their life. This is what they do. This is what they're going to be. This is how they're going to be. And it's not our jobs to save these people, man. It's really not. It's really not our jobs to save these people. You're not therapists. You're not psychiatrists. You're not any of those. Because if you wanted to save people in that aspect, you would have taken on that profession. You didn't get into a relation to be that. You didn't get in a relationship to do that. So in the end, leave them with the professionals. The professionals get paid for that. They get paid for that, not you. Not you. Yeah, Tyree, just be solo and enjoy life. Enjoy your time with yourself, by yourself. You know, I mean, listen, I've been single 4 years. I've been single 4 years. I've not gotten involved with anyone, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And, considering I was told I'd be dealing with somebody 2 weeks after, like, okay, sure, whatever you say. But I'm okay with just being by myself. At first, I wasn't. At first, my codependency was so overbearing that I was afraid. I was afraid of, I'm going to be alone. I'm going to be alone forever. I'm going to end up just going into another shitty relationship and I don't want to deal with it. I'm going to end up, I was scared at first. I was extremely scared. I said, I don't want to do this. I'm afraid. I don't want to be with anyone because they're going to hurt me just like this person did. I'm going to trust them. I'm going to trust everything they say to me. I'm going to trust, all the the stories they tell me, and I'm going to sympathize and empathize with them. I'm going to be with someone and they're going to hurt me again. I'm going to be with someone and they're going to lie to me and they're going to cheat on me and they're going to do all of these things. And I drove myself so freaking crazy. I drove myself crazy with it. I drove myself crazy, and then I said, you know what? I just need I just need to be alone. I just need to be by myself. That's all I need. I just need to be by myself, working on myself. And I thank God for it, man. I thank God for it. He isolated me, and I picked up the pieces on my own. Nobody else did it for me. No one. I picked up my own pieces. I recreated myself. I just started doing things for myself, doing things differently. And I've become so enamored and just in love with my piece that I said, I'm going to stay by myself. I'll stay by myself for a while. hmm Ty says, ex narc, do you miss me, baby? With every flying bullet. Do you miss me, baby? Yeah, with my car. Stand right here. Exactly, Andrea. At peace being single. That's the way to do it. And I didn't know I could do it. I did not know I could do it. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm scared because it's just that little girl inside of me just wanted that love. And I guess God just showed me, He showed me how much more of yourself are you going to sacrifice just to get transactional love? How much more are you going to sacrifice yourself? How much more are you going to put yourself out there just to get the bare minimum? Because you're not even getting the maximum. You're not getting the maximum of what you deserve. You're getting the bare minimum of what you don't. It's just it's like you don't even you're getting the bare minimum of nothing. What is the bare minimum of nothing? Nothing. The bare minimum of nothing is nothing. You're getting nothing. At the end of the day, let them go. Just let them deal with whomever they want to deal with. Let them try that shit on somebody else. Let them try it on someone else and see how that turns out. See how that works out for them. Okay? When she tried that shit with you the first time, what happened? She found out her freaking coworker was a psycho, right? She's psychotic. She's just
No, the first time she married her ex.
no. I'm no listen. I ain't even fucking look.
That was the second time.
Oh, I'm sorry. She married her ex.
Right.
She married the ex and then divorced him.
Right.
Yeah, the ex was a guy, guys. She married the ex,
Pregnant.
got pregnant,
Right.
miscarried, divorced him,
Right.
and came back to you.
Right. And the second time, then the third time, she just wanted to be by
I'm gonna tell you right now, Amanda. I'm gonna tell you right now, and you guys are gonna be my witness because you guys know how much I love this girl. You guys know she's my rock. She's been here she's been here for me throughout so much. Okay, she really has. She helps me with everything down to, with my son. She's just an amazing person. But I'm gonna tell you right now, And I'm gonna make this clear to you. You get involved with anybody, I'm betting the bitch. I don't give a damn what anybody has to say. And I'm gonna tell you, if you bring some twat to my house, I will tell her she's a twat to her face. Okay? I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. And if you get involved with someone and some shit like this comes out again, I'm whipping both of your asses. I don't even care anymore. I'm gonna whip both your asses. You guys are my witnesses. You guys are my witnesses. I'm just letting you guys know. It's on YouTube, by the way. So I love her. She's been through enough, guys. She's been through enough. I've seen it, and in the end, I we were having the conversation here, and I told her, I'm like, how do you do it? Like, how do you do it? How do you come? Ty wants you to come on camera. Got it? Don't knock anything down.
That's it.
So for anybody who's new, this is Amanda. For those of you who are not new,
Hey
you guys already
guys.
know this is Amanda. But what was I saying?
You said
Oh
we
yeah,
have
we're sitting here, right? We're sitting here, and I was asking her. I was like, "How do you do it?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "How do you? How do you?" I understand forgiving.
Mhm,
I understand forgiveness,
mhm,
but it's for me. It's like going back. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? And I'm like, I don't know how you do it. I really don't. I don't know how a lot of you people do it. How or anyone in general, like they forgive and they're like, all right, you know what? We'll go back, and it's for me. It's just too hard to do that.
mhm,
Like I could forgive someone at some point,
mhm.
but
I told you because I felt like I could save her. I felt like my love, with everything she was telling me she was going through, and I felt like that it was my job to save her, or it was going to be my love that could save her, and I was going to do. I felt like I owed it to myself that I had to win. I had to make sure I was going to fix it.
so you had something to prove to
I
yourself
had something to prove to myself.
that you were good enough.
That I was good enough. Yeah. And that's what it came to, my whole codependency and feeling that I was good enough. I knew what I had, and I knew it was good enough. I just had to prove to myself I was good enough.
It's a Virgo thing.
And it's a Virgo
I
thing
think
too.
it's a Virgo thing, guys.
It's a Virgo thing too.
I think it's which is why Capricorn,
Oh my god, we're always bickering all the
Capricorn,
time.
Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus, Earth signs, right? We're Earth
Always bickering.
elements. And the amazing thing is Capricorn is a sea goat, so we're water, and
She
we're Earth.
always needs to be right. She always needs to have the last word. I'm always
No, no, I don't
analytical.
always need to be right.
Look, she needs to say she doesn't need to
No,
be
I have to
right.
because we have to clear that up. I don't always need to be
You
right.
do. Yes, you do.
I don't always need to be right.
Erica.
No, I don't need to be right. I just simply am.
See, see.
It's not. It's something that the need to be. If
I
I'm wrong, I would admit if I'm
I
wrong.
overanalyze things. She says I overanalyze things. I'm always
She's the queen
thinking.
of Google.
Uh,
She's the queen of Google. We could be watching a movie, and I'm like, where did that? Where has that actor played in? And I could be thinking out loud.
mhm.
She's already got her phone in her
I
hand.
do. Yeah.
Girl, I got Google
Mhm.
on speed dial.
If I think she's sick, I'm already telling her what she's sick with before she don't need to go to the doctor. Um, she didn't want to go. I would had her on a strict medicine regimen. That's why she felt better. She would have been sitting here with corona. Like we spoke to Ty. Ty was like, Erica would have been sneezing and coughing all over the cat. She would have. She probably would have. With a tissue up her nose and all that business.
I know.
Yeah, of course you would have.
Well,
I literally had to shut her down. Shut her down. Caution
yeah.
tape all around.
yeah, so I am feeling better now, and I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to be prepared to be making some more content for you guys, because I'm going to be making some more exceptional videos and more, just more educational videos, get into more detail of different things, and just kind of pick things back up with the channel. And of course, because you got more people coming in, you have more people, joining the lodge, you have more people, requesting things, and they want, just better answers to certain things. So the only thing I can't, the only thing people ask me, can you make a video about narcissistic brother-in-laws or sister-in-laws? And it's like, what? Like, can you make a video about a narcissistic brother-in-law? I don't have a narcissistic brother-in-law. I don't know. But I can make a video about a male narcissist, or narcissists who are friends, depending. I can't do, everybody, it's general. Just general. You just got to take it how you get it.
Mhm.
I know, Stella. I know I'm gonna be setting up July schedule so that way we can resume the Zoom and
Skype, Skype.
well, Skype, the Skype meetings.
See what happens. Take
Um,
some time off to get the applications right. Just say.
why do you have to correct? Why does it have to be a correction every time?
It's
Okay.
Virgo Capricorn.
Why can't it be after we log off? You have to. You just have to
It's a
correct. You
battle.
watching? You can get your watch. Got somewhere to go?
I told you I gotta keep you on the time schedule because I
Yes.
gotta get you fed at a proper time so you can
Of
get proper
course.
sleep. I gotta give you your vitamins. You're on a schedule with your vitamins so I can keep you on a good regimen. I keep moving. I'll fall behind if I don't. Sorry.
Yeah. Yep. She's my HHA, guys. It's interesting. If it wasn't for these bottom feeders and every one of us going through our trauma, one positive thing is that we all got to meet each other and share stories. Absolutely, Ty. Absolutely. I got to meet some, and I'm still in contact with them. You have some people who healed, who've gone through the process, and they're getting on with their lives, and it's just amazing that it's just what awareness can do. So keep spreading the awareness. Keep telling your stories. Keep exposing things for what they are, and just continue to help others. Don't let what these people have done to you take away. Don't let it take away from you, but instead let it add. Let it just give you more of that adrenaline to really want to do more, because you got to remember, guys, we live in a world where you got good people, you got bad people, bad behaviors, bad habits. But as much as we would love to, excuse me, as much as we would love to, get rid of these people, since we can't do that, then the best alternative, make other people aware, make everybody else aware. So that way, when you do come in contact with somebody and you have the intentions of being in a relationship with somebody, you know, there's all that awareness going on. So somewhere along those lines, you're gonna meet someone who's healed from the same trauma as you, who's gone through it too, who has caught a glimpse of, the awareness and is working on their healing. And and I just, commend those who are self-aware narcissists who are helping people. You have self-aware narcissists who are helping people. They're actually making videos and content and giving people the nitty-gritty of things. So, I definitely commend them for that. And I commend them for, coming forward, taking accountability, admitting, and just trying to work on themselves so you know, they can just try to live healthier lives. They're not going to be healed. I mean, they're healed. They're not going to be cured. They cannot, narcissism is not something you can cure, but it is something that you can help. They can, it's reprogramming. That's what it is. It's reprogramming. So, definitely continue to spread the awareness. Continue. There are so many different people out there who need it, and every second someone is, being either domestically abused, narcissistically abused, physically, emotionally, whatever. It's happening. It's happening every as we speak. So continue to spread the awareness. Continue to please share the videos. Please, if people need help with anything, you can point them in my direction. I'd be more than glad to help them through what they need help with. And and it's about time that we start waking people up. Really start waking people up and just get through this battle because I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna start throwing bananas at people. I think that's what I'm gonna start doing. And not the yellow ones, the green ones. The green ones are big, hard, and painful. So I'm just saying. Oh, Gucci says, I don't know why I thought y'all didn't know each other. Yep, I've known Amanda for many, many years. She has been, yeah, for a really long time, and we just started getting like our friendship really just started growing more over the past few years. Like really started growing more, and she has played a very, very big part in all of this. Like even though I had gotten started prior to, she's really added to this, and then meeting all of you and everyone else who's becoming. Listen, people in the back. Listen, when you have musicians, they have people in the background who create hits for them. Okay, they use the voice, but the people who create the songs, the music, the lyrics, everything. Okay, stop being so damn modest. Anyway,
I'm security here. I'm security in the street. Listen, I ran down UPS for you.
yeah, she ran up on a couple of UPS guys, but yes, Ty, thank you so much for that, Tyree. Yeah, absolutely, Stella. We were actually talking to Angela. I know she's not here tonight, but we were speaking with her because I definitely want to arrange something. I want to arrange something where we can meet up somewhere. I don't care if it's like somewhere in the Poconos. I don't care if we get a Airbnb in a house or something. I don't care, but I would love to meet with quite a few people, and just really it's just as amazing that you get to meet people who've experienced what you've experienced, who understand, and you could just it's just a healing effect. It really, really is a healing effect, and it's amazing that you guys are you guys didn't let your hearts turn to stone, and that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. So be proud of yourself, give yourselves a round of applause, and we're gonna definitely set something up, Stella. I promise. I promise we will definitely set something up. She's falsely accusing me again for the third time. Can I sue her or something? I mean, it's if she's well, is it like criminally accusing you, like filing false reports, criminal reports, or you have to be careful with that because you can, if you have proof that she is like defamation, smearing, um if you have proof of these things, you can take it to civil court, but it would have to, I mean, it would have to, like, as far as monetary gain, you would have to show proof that it is affecting you monetarily. It's affecting you, like with the whole situation with Johnny Depp. He sued her, and for monetary gain because he was claiming that her bit and her smear campaign cost him a lot of money, with work.
His reputation and cut him at gaining employment, and
It really damaged his abilities to work, and so you just have to it depends. It just really depends. Now, if she's filing false reports against you, like criminal, police reports and things like that, I would strongly say, you probably, if you have proof that of course, all of it's false, it would probably be best to get legal counsel, because instead of suing, you can file charges. So,
Police reports.
yeah, false, because that's oh my God, what is it? It's what is it? The term for it. Oh my God, I've been no, but what is it? There's another word for it. I've been in the freaking law field for over 20 years and I can't even remember.
She'll find out on like Saturday afternoon.
What it's like when they lie under oath.
Perjury.
Perfect. There you go.
Say it in Dutch. Duh.
So,
break it down.
You could definitely get she wants full custody but falsely accusing me that I'm doing drugs and alcohol. It's BS. That's more with family court. You would have to speak with your lawyer with regards to it. Speak to your lawyer with regards to it to see if there's anything you can do on that end. But in the meantime, you can. Oh my God, that was my train of thought. Yeah, I think it's about that time. In the meantime, take drug tests, take urine tests, so you can prove it. You can prove that for yourself. Just keep that for yourself, okay? Yes. Yes, Ty, it is. It is. I had a very long day.
Yeah, we walked that almost 5 miles.
And I'm actually, guys, I know I look all, prim and proper up top. I got my pajama pants on in the bottom. So, so I left this man in 2020. The case got pushed back to trials in 2023. Should I just drop charges that are, he said, she said, and focus on other charges, or will I look weak? Hold on a second. I just want to see something. Oh, because this is one. The case got pushed back to trial in 2023. Should I just drop the charges that are he said, she said, and focus on other charges, or will I look weak? I would just say, something, if just maintain your stance. Just maintain your stance. At the end of the day, leave that up to a judge to decide if it's admissible in court or not. Okay, let the judge decide that. So in the meantime, just continue just holding your stance, because if this person, there's a reason you're pressing charges. The severity of it, I don't know, but at the end of the day, if it's going to be thrown out, let it be because a judge is doing it. Okay, so that way it doesn't come back, because usually if people press charges or if people say something and then they redact it, it doesn't look good for them. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. I know I was kind of late today, but I will be back to normal next week, I promise. I'm super exhausted. I know she's super exhausted. Yeah, she's got little tears coming out. You actually did pretty good because you were walking ahead of me.
Yeah, I'm beating you now all of a sudden. I'm not the worst. You are.
I walked over 13,000 steps today, guys.
Yeah. Okay.
13,000.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not Marvin the Martian no more. Huh?
You are still Marvin the Martian.
I'm not Marvin the Martian.
But my beautiful people, so yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know also that I'm going to be working on new content. I'm going to be making new videos. I'm going to be doing a lot more for the channel this year, so be on the lookout for it. And if you catch me on TikTok, I'm going to be doing the same over there. July will be when I start doing the one-on-ones again, and of course the Skype group meetings. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And again, if you catch this on the stream, if you're new to the channel and you have questions or you're interested in learning more about the one-on-ones and the Skype meetings, narcsurvival101@gmail.com. You can reach me on there anytime. So, Stella, have a beautiful night. Second. So, guys, have a wonderful night. Have a beautiful weekend. Hopefully, the weekend weather will be great for you guys. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. Okay, stay narc free, no contact. You know that good stuff. I'm too exhausted to even think about what I'm really gonna try to say. I really don't know what the hell I'm saying right now. I've reached that point. I've reached that point.
Time to go.
Okay, I'm pulling out the hair. I'm gonna just get myself together and relax, watch some TV, and then I'm gonna knock out.
Those vitamins.
Andrea, have a beautiful night, sweetheart.
Vitamins.
Ty, Sergio. Let me just make sure. Gucci, Kara. And let's see. We have Tyree. We have so many different people. Thank you so much for being here tonight, guys. It's always a pleasure having you guys here. It's always fun. It's always wonderful. Thank you. I will see you guys next week. Promise 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be back to normal with it. And I think I'm going to work on one of the videos this weekend so I can post it up next week. All right? Yeah. So, guys, much love, peace, blessings, God's protection, all that good stuff. You already know.
Oh, yes.
Good vibes only.
Happy Father's Day to any dads out there.
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry, guys. Happy Father's Day. If you are a dad, happy Father's Day. I will be sure to say Happy Father's Day to my dad. I don't know if my dad is still here, but I will be sure to let him know. Maybe I should have him over. Or I should take him out for Father's Day.
You better get to it, man.
I think I'm gonna take my dad out for Father's Day. I think I'll just do that. But we'll see. Maybe that restaurant that we passed.
So good. All right. Happy Father's Day to mommies and daddies there.
Happy Father's Day to all of you. To all of you. Happy Father's Day. Hope you guys have a wonderful time. Spend time with your kids. And I'm just so damn busy.
All right, let's take it out.
Yeah. I gotta take this bra because this thing is killing me right now.
That's quite an overkill. Thanks.
Have a beautiful night, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy Father's Day to you. I will see you guys next week. Same time, same place. In the meantime, catch me on TikTok on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. When I start to, I'm tired.
Let's go.
All right, guys. So have a good night. We'll see you next week. Much love to you all. Good night.